It's day 5, Malnutrition Awareness Week, and today I want to talk about the deficiencies that can occur for vegetarians and vegans. My name is Jan Clemenson and I am a nutritional therapist at Boundless Energy. The two key areas to be aware of are protein deficiency and carbohydrate overconsumption, which really go hand in hand. With protein deficiency, it's really a lack of the 8 essential amino acids. So all proteins break down to amino acids, which are the building blocks, and 8 of them are essential, which means the body can't make them. These 8 essentials are only found in the right ratios in animal products. So with plant products, you have to do a little bit of food combining to make sure you get the right ratios. And when I'm talking about food combining, it's like eating beans with grains. And when you mix the foods together like that, you'll get the 8 essential amino acids. Most people though don't always mix them, so they don't get the 8 essential amino acids. And also the other issue with protein is that the amount of protein or the amount of amino acids in plant foods is not as great as what would be found in animal foods. So protein is a big problem for a lot of vegetarians and vegans. And going hand in hand with that is eating a lot of carbohydrates to compensate for the lighter of meat and fish products, which if the food is combined correctly with plant sources of protein foods, then things are fine. But often it's not, and this is when you can have an imbalance of blood sugar. Your blood sugar will spike with eating a lot of carbohydrates and not enough protein. This can lead to hormonal conditions and energy conditions as well. So what you're looking at here is the need to combine food properly and make sure you have enough protein. With regards to 2 micronutrients that tend to be lacking in the diet, one is vitamin B12 and the other is iron, and these are both involved in energy production. With regards to B12, this is only found in high quantities in animal foods. You can only find it in vegetarian sources or plant sources in algae, and it won't be very high. So this can be hugely problematic for vegans. For vegetarians, if they eat dairy, they'll get B12 there. With regards to iron is found in plant foods, but it's in a different form. So there are 2 different types of iron. There's heme iron, which is found in animal products, and then there's non-heme iron, which is in plant foods. The heme iron is much better absorbed than the non-heme. So if you're getting your iron sources from plant foods, you're going to have to eat around about double the amount of the foods containing iron to get the same amount of absorption. And that's usually where people go wrong and are not aware of, and so they can find themselves lacking in iron. And there are 3 other nutrients that tend to be taken in less quantities, again just because of the type of foods that are eaten, and they are calcium, zinc, and also omega-3 fats. So there's something else to be aware of. Also as well, there is an anti-nutrient called the phytic acid, which is found in a lot of plant products and especially in grains, beans and legumes. This phytic acid inhibits absorption of certain minerals such as calcium, magnesium and iron. So again, very important nutrients that are inhibited with this phytic acid. One way of reducing the phytic acid content of these foods is actually sprout them. So you can have sprouted grains or sprouted beans, and that just reduces the phytic acid content and allows your body to absorb these key minerals much more effectively. So the outcome of having these types of nutrition deficiencies for vegetarians and vegans is usually a form of tiredness, fatigue or exhaustion. This is something that's quite common, and it's usually because of the lack of certain nutrients in the diet simply through just a plant-based diet, especially B12 and also iron, which are very much involved in the energy generating process. So for vegetarians and vegans, it really is about being aware of these type of deficiencies that can occur, making sure they combine the foods properly, and also as well even considering some form of multi-nutrient supplementation to cover areas where you may well be lacking. So tomorrow I am going to discuss dehydration, which is surprisingly common even if you're drinking a lot of fluids. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.